Hi, I'm Audrey Thomas, founder of Organized Audrey and leanoffices.com, and today's productivity pointer has to do with planning effective meetings. Meetings are part of the business culture that we have today, and they're necessary because you need opportunities to make decisions as a team and move projects forward. If you are a meeting organizer, I'd like to share with you 7 tips or ideas for you to consider before you plan your next meeting. Tip number 1, ask yourself the question, is a meeting really necessary? One of the complaints I hear from people is that they have to attend too many meetings. So if you're just needing updates on a project, could those updates be given via an email or a conference call? Tip number 2, ask yourself, what type of meeting do I want to plan, and how long does the meeting need to last? Many company cultures call for meetings in 1-hour slot times. However, the majority of the business maybe can take 25 to 30 minutes. So decide right off the bat how much time you really need for this meeting. And then ask yourself, what style of meeting do I want this to be? In other words, is this going to be a sitting meeting or a standing meeting? Standing meetings typically last a lot less in duration and time, and you can get decisions made very quickly. So if you want to introduce something new at your company, consider choosing a location without any chairs, telling people ahead of time this is going to be a standing only meeting, and you'll be amazed at how quickly things get decided. You're all familiar with this next tip. Tip number 3, create an agenda. This is really important to do, to not only create it ahead of the meeting, but to send it to all the participants. And don't send it as an attachment because chances are they won't open it. Instead, paste the agenda into the body of the email. And then when the meeting starts, stick to the agenda. Tip number 4, use a timer and a record keeper. This could be the same person, but you need to be aware of your time so that you stay focused on your agenda and so that you can meet your meeting's goals. The record keeper can make notes of what different actions are going to be taken and can follow up the meeting with an email outlining those actions. Tip number 5 deals with involving everybody at the meeting. One of the complaints I hear from individuals in corporate America is that they are invited to meetings where they're not needed. And so be careful about who you invite to your meeting, and during your meeting, make sure that you draw out comments from every participant that's there. If somebody's being quiet, try to get them to comment on something. You want them to feel value in what they've added, and obviously you want to create an environment where everybody can speak up and give their opinions as well as their ideas of different projects that you're going to be working on. Tip number 6, I kind of already touched on this, but do a recap of your meeting. So just before your meeting adjourns, do a verbal recap. Review different action items that have been discussed, who's going to be doing what, and then make sure that that gets put in writing in an email to send to everybody else so they've got a record of what was discussed at this meeting. If this meeting involved outlining big ideas or concepts on a whiteboard or on flip chart paper, take photographs, just take pictures with your phone and send those pictures out to your team members as well so that none of those ideas get lost. And finally, tip number 7, it's really easy. Become known as the person who values other people's time. And you do this by always starting your meeting on time and always ending on time or even a few minutes early. I hope you've enjoyed these tips brought to you by Organized Audrey and leanoffices.com, where our goal is to help you get more done with less stress. Make it a great day.